Hello, everybody. My name is the Saubrey Boyz, Wale Fatsi from TBR Solution. Those who know TBR Solution by now, you know that TBR is a financial company. Although we do a number of things, sometimes you'll see us doing sports because there's a lot of money in sports, and largely soccer. And then sometimes we handle issues of finance, debt counseling, pension issues, and so on. But recently, I'm sure you've noticed now that every Monday we have a show called TBR Solution Debt Review Made Easy. I'm hosting that show. I'm hosting Elias Shamadla on that show. And then now we've agreed, myself and Zak King, that every Tuesday we are going to do this one. This one is called TBR Solution Debt Counselors Awards. And then we're supposed to have done this on Tuesday, but unfortunately I fell ill on Sunday. I had to go to the doctor on Monday. It was really bad, the flu. And then, so we could not do it. So hence now I'm doing it tonight. But nevertheless, the show goes on. Nothing stops. The guy that I have, I've already told you that is Zak King. I really, really admire this guy because I know how difficult it is to start something from scratch. Moreover, if you're not getting paid, this guy started something that no one has ever thought of in terms of debt-free magazine, sharing knowledge about what is happening around debt review. Also now he's doing the Debt Counselors Awards where debt counselors are being awarded, creditors are being awarded, and then even PDAs are being rewarded. This is commendable. Moreover, if you look at the fact that the guy is not getting paid for this, and then he has been doing it for some time now. But let's hear, he's going to elaborate on this subject. Zak, thank you very much, man. Nice to have you again. And then I wish you to share knowledge of Debt Counselors Awards with our viewers. And once again, thank you for coming.
Thank you very much for having me on the show. I look forward to sharing a little bit about the Debt Review Awards with you. The Debt Review Awards concept has been around for quite some time. In fact, it's been in operation for 9 years, but I think we first began talking about it 15 years ago. Every industry has an awards event and an awards program, and we wanted to introduce that for the debt review space. There are a lot of very hard-working people who work in debt review and in debt counseling, amongst the credit providers, amongst the payment distribution agents, and of course the debt counselors themselves. But who recognizes them? Mostly they get to interact with their clients every day, but maybe not with their colleagues and those on the other side of the industry, their peers. So the Debt Review Awards process is a peer review process. Rather than have a small group of people sit down and talk about who are the best, who are performing the best, what we do is we ask those in the industry to review those they work with. What that means is debt counselors take the opportunity to use the online system to review how credit providers are doing. So they'll talk about how the banks are doing at a particular time. Later, they'll talk about how maybe those in retail finance are doing. Later still, they might talk about how those in vehicle finance are doing. And over time, as they click those buttons, all that information gets crunched together by the computers, and it starts to reveal who the highest candidates are, who's getting the highest consistent ratings across time each year in those categories. The same is happening on the other side of the industry. Credit providers are talking about the many hundreds of debt counselors that they work with every single day. So they use the same online system and they click the review.
Zak, what a very good explanation. And at least it gives some insight. Now tell me, Zak, will the results be announced? When are they going to be announced? That's one question that I would like you to answer. And will people have access to the awards? And how are they going to view the awards? I know that you are living in a technological world. So I want you to elaborate on all those issues so you can couple them together, whatever that you think it's necessary. to be known by the public out there.
Use, and they rate those that they're working with. And that can be about very specific things. And over time, that information is once again also collated, crunched together to reveal who are the highest rated. And the online software makes that very easy, but it is an audited process where the results are checked and audited each year. There are many aspects to being a good debt counselor or being a credit provider that really cares about their consumers in debt review. And that's what the peer review really delves deep into. We figure out how quickly people's queries are resolved. We have a look at how high the clearance rates are amongst the credit providers and their counselors. What happens when a form is received? How long does it take for that to be actioned? Those are the small, minute details that go into creating an overall picture of who is performing very well. We often get asked, what does it mean to be a good debt counselor? And that is a very important question. What does it mean to be a credit provider who cares for their client? Same, it's a very complicated question. What we've tried to do is to break that down into the steps that go into the debt review process. From the first day when the very first form is sent out. How quickly is that form sent out? Who captures that form? How accurately is that captured? What happens once a credit provider learns about the debt review? Do they actually back off their collections process from the consumer and let them go through the debt review process, or do they harass the consumer? These are the things that debt counselors get to review and they get to capture on the system. Credit providers are looking at the debt counselors and wondering, you've made me some promises about this consumer, this is what they've said they're going to pay. They then track, are they actually getting paid that amount? How regularly is that happening? Those are figures that the credit providers are tracking in regard to the debt counselors themselves. And that's the type of information that goes into the debt review awards process. It's quite particular, it's on a small, detailed basis, all that information painting a bigger picture as to which companies, which practices, which individuals within the industry are doing very well. The idea being, we want to recognize the hard work that gets done by all these individuals. We want to tell them, you are doing an excellent job. And to also say to others, have a look at this company, or look at this credit provider, look at this debt counselor. They are doing things in a way that should be emulated. It's a fine example. Do it like that. That's one of the intentions of the Debt Review Awards process. The Debt Review Awards process, this peer review process, it culminates in the results being released on the day of the Debt Review Awards show. Now, over the years, we've held that event in Cape Town and Joburg and Durban. These days, not only do we hold the event, but we also stream the event live so that people on the other side of the country are able to log in. We're normally able to do that through YouTube. They can log in and see the results announced live. So first we hear the results of the top 5 in every category, and then the ultimately highest rated amongst their peers. It's quite an exciting occasion. We look forward to it. We all get dressed up and we have a good time as we hear the results. And that can be enjoyed right now. You can go onto YouTube and type in Debt Review Awards. You'll find the channel where that is broadcast each year. This year, the event happens on the 30th of September. So that's a Friday. It's held in the afternoon between 3 o'clock and 4 o'clock. So that's right before the end of the workday. People across the industry will down tools. They'll tune in and they'll hear the results and 1 or 2 speeches live. We hope that you'll be able to join us as well. It'll be fun if everybody gets online and enjoys the show together. Another place that people can find out more about the Debt Review Awards is the debtreviewawards.co.za website. There it has information on the criteria that are used, the entire process itself, how it's audited, and of course, how to watch. So we invite you, please do visit that site, debtreviewawards.co.za. Click on the links and you'll find it easy that you'll be able to watch on the 30th of September this year on Friday afternoon.
Zak, everything goes according to plan. Zak, somebody who's listening out there might want to know, what is debt review? Can you just indicate what is debt review and give the tips? There are some tips that they need to understand. And I know that you also started one of the noble project, which is a debt-free magazine, which is free. Can you just talk about those questions that I ask, so that at least they have a clue of what is happening.
Many people would like to know a little bit more about the debt review process. What is it? How does it work? What's the criteria for a good debt counselor? How do you choose a debt counselor? Once you're in the debt review process, are there any tips and tricks, some advice on how you can go through the process, just like you do on your show? So, what we've done is we have a monthly magazine called Debt Free Magazine. The magazine is aimed at people who are curious about debt review or maybe have started the debt review process and would like to make the most out of that situation. The magazine is called Debt Free. It's the goal of all those who enter debt review that ultimately you'd like to be debt free. And it's a very noble goal, but it's not easy to do. We all know it's easy to get into debt, but not so easy to get out. And the purpose of the magazine is really to help educate consumers who are thinking about debt review, they're not sure if they want to do it, or maybe those who have entered debt review and are hoping to make the most out of the time in debt review. Each month we feature news about credit and credit related topics. We also have industry news, so maybe interviews with particular people within the industry. We catch up on the latest developments, maybe legislation that's changing that will impact on people's everyday lives, those who are in debt review. We also look at some of the scams and things that people want to avoid. There are unfortunately some of those things going around. We get offers of fake loans every day on our inboxes. So we look at things that people have to be careful of and how they can avoid it. And also just general good advice on how to get the most out of your debt review. Be that how to get the most out of the opportunity to fix your finances, or how to communicate better, what resources you can use, and how you can communicate well with your debt counselor, which is of course vital for those in debt review. The magazine is provided free of charge. We don't charge for it. It's available online on debtfreedigi.co.za. So that's debtfreedigi.co.za. Digi being short for digital. It's available to all those who want. And we'll send you an email reminder if you want, but you could visit the website. There's often daily news there about what's happening, tips and advice as well.
Like somebody is watching currently and then is having financial difficulties or financial stress, what can you say to that person as a way of advice?
I would say if people are experiencing financial distress, if you're struggling to make ends meet, then debt review really is a solution that could work for you. But every individual has a unique set of circumstances, so it's good to speak to an NCR registered debt counselor. I know you always say speak to a registered debt counselor, but it's good to speak to a registered debt counselor and just get some advice about how you're budgeting, how your debts are shaping up, what lies ahead. Often a debt counselor can quickly look at your situation, do some of the maths, grab a calculator, and figure out if you're heading for success or heading for disaster. And a lot of us, we really struggle to do that ourselves. So it's nice to have someone in your corner, on your side, to help you figure it out and give you some very clear, practical advice, sometimes some hard truths. But these are the things that debt counselors are able to do. They're qualified to do, they're trained to do it, and they're excellent at doing it.
Zach, I know that you are a very busy man. As you said, the awards are on the 30th of September, so it's a bit hectic for you. So I don't want to hold you for too long. And then I just want to hear from you what are your last words? And then at the same time, I want to say thank you very much for honoring this appointment. And then on my side, I wish all those debt counselors who have been nominated good luck. Thank you, Zach, and keep well.
And we hope all your viewers will take the opportunity to tune in to the Debt Review Awards on the 30th of September. Hear the results of those industry peer reviews, find out who the top rated in the country are amongst the credit providers, the payment distribution agents, and the debt counselors. But also, please feel free to enjoy Debt Free Magazine. If you just search on Google, you'll find it pretty quickly. Or if you go to debtfreedigi.co.za, you can enjoy the magazine for free each month.
Zach, what a lovely talk. I really enjoyed, and I hope the viewers out there also enjoyed. the very, very, very last word. Please. I thank you.
Thank you very much for having me. It's been great to spend some time together and just talk a little bit about the Debt Review Awards and the magazine.